First, though, new questions over the Iran deal and whether it will last. Last hour, Ambassador John Bolton told me the next president has the ability to withdraw from the controversial deal. Watch.
By the president at about 5 minutes after noon on January the 20th saying we are abrogating the deal. The United States is no longer bound by it. We're going to treat Iran again as a pariah state and act accordingly. That's all it takes. A president can do that. A president can unilaterally withdraw from a treaty that the Senate has ratified. It's amazing to me that this hasn't been made clear. But the president could do that immediately on taking office.
Joining me right now is Fox News senior judicial analyst, Judge Andrew Napolitano. Judge, good to see you.
Good morning, Maria.
So if Trump is elected, and of course we've got all these polls which are indicating lots of stuff this morning,
right.
But is it possible for him to just nullify this deal upon taking office? He's been complaining about the Iran deal from day one.
The Iran deal is what's known as an executive agreement. It's an agreement between the chief executive of the United States, currently Barack Obama, and whoever was or still is or will be the head of the government in Iran. So Barack Obama's successor, presumably Donald Trump, because Hillary Clinton likes this deal, could abrogate it with the stroke of a pen. In that respect, I agree with Ambassador Bolton. On the issue of abrogating a treaty, I profoundly disagree with him, but that's a hypothetical argument because this is not a treaty. If this had been ratified by the Senate, it would have taken 2/3 to ratify it. A treaty is actually higher than a statute. A treaty is the legal equivalent of adding to the Constitution, and the president is bound by it. But again, this is not a treaty, so it can be torn up on day one.
And then this is the one reason why there's so much fighting going on, because the people on the Clinton camp want to make sure that Obama's legacy is intact,
yes.
Whether it be about Obamacare, whether it be the Iran deal, and these are things that Donald Trump says he's just going to rip it. You know, he's going to come in and rip these things,
well,
repeal and replace.
This is one of those things that the president can do on his own. Any deal, any executive order signed by Barack Obama can be extended, modified, or rescinded by any of his successor for any reason without involvement of the Congress.
Like immigration, by the way.
Yes.
Let me turn to the ongoing Clinton email scandal. A report found that the State Department sought a, quote, quid pro quo, that the FBI would allow the classification markings on the emails to be changed. Judge, you've got to explain this to us. Is this another attempt to cover up Clinton's mistakes?
Well, this is an attempt to tamper with evidence. So as I understand it, the following was offered but not done. State Department to FBI. If you remove, delete, modify, or alter some of the markings on those emails, we can find some cushy posts overseas for FBI agents.
That's outrageous.
That sounds like a bribe or an offer to commit a bribe, an offer of a bribe. It also sounds like tampering with evidence and obstruction of justice. One of the FBI officials, again according to these emails, again if the emails are accurate, saw this and said, forget about it, we're not going to comply with it at all. That's not enough. That person who offered it, one of her assistants named Patrick Kennedy, ought to have been charged with offering a bribe, attempting to tamper with evidence, and attempting to obstruct justice. Nothing happened.
So this is incredible. So it's a State Department staffer who basically says, oh, this was classified, but let's make it non-classified.
Right.
And then we'll give you a cushy job overseas.
Correct. Let's change history. The FBI rejected it. Maria, one of the reasons we are finding these things out is that so many in the FBI, I'm talking about men and women, agents at the field level, those who actually do the investigation, not management, are so furious at management for giving Hillary a pass on all of this, that they are beginning to leak. It's not right for them to do it, but we can understand their anger. And these leaks totally, completely undermine Director Comey's decision not to seek her indictment.
Well, when I was watching the testimony, we were all watching it live, of Jim Comey, everything he was saying, I was thinking to myself, wow, he's going to recommend charges.
Yes.
Wow. Wow. And then he doesn't recommend charges.
I have never seen in 40 years of following this professionally or being involved in it professionally, the FBI director or any major law enforcement official recommend against indictment and then give all the reasons why the person should be indicted.
Lay out everything.
Exactly.
And then say, oh, by the way, no prosecutor would take this. Let me move move on to the hacker, Guccifer, okay? The hacker known as Guccifer, the only player in this whole email scandal to actually go behind bars. Guccifer was first to reveal that Clinton had classified material on a private server. Let's not forget, this is how we found out.
Right.
Now, in the midst of all of this dumping of the WikiLeaks information, he is sent back to Romania. What's going on here?
Okay, so this is a little complicated, so follow me if you will. Guccifer boasts. Guccifer, who is a professional hacker and part-time, sometime intelligence agent for the Romanian government, boasts that he could hack Mrs. Clinton like that. He is indicted for hacking in Europe. He's serving time in Europe. The FBI files and the Justice Department files charges against him here so he can be extradited. While he's here, did you really hack her? Well, no, I didn't exactly hack her. I hacked Sid Blumenthal. Sid Blumenthal, her close aide, who she wanted to be her assistant at the State Department, that job vetoed by President Obama. She nevertheless sent emails to containing classified material. Guccifer hacked Blumenthal's emails, and that's how he got Mrs. Clinton's classified emails.
Well, why did Obama nix him as an assistant at the State Department?
Well, that's a very interesting story because of his experience in the 2008 election where Sid Blumenthal was the attack dog against Barack Obama. Then Senator Obama, so disgusted with this guy, wouldn't let him be in his administration.
Yeah.
So where did they do? They hired him at the Clinton Foundation, paid him twice what he would have made in the State Department, and he continued to advise her and continued to receive her emails.
Wow.
Those are the emails that were hacked by Guccifer.
It's an incredible story.
It is.
And this is why the public is so outraged by this email story. Judge, good to see you.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you so much,
Maria.
Judge Andrew Napolitano.